how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, it's been a bit of an intense day today. Actually, a bit of an intense 48 hours. So yeah, it's all fun
You're
and
looking
games.
very dapper. You've had your hair cut, beard trimmed. You're looking prim and proper. Made an effort
Well,
today.
I don't know about Dapper, but I might have a stag do this weekend, mate. So yeah, I thought I better get a haircut and whatnot. So
So
yeah,
if we don't see you next week, we'll contact the police and see if they know where you've gone. Basically.
yeah, send them to Poland, mate, and yeah, see if they can dig me out somewhere. But yeah, I'm still at the farm. It's been a rather long day today, mate. So yeah, just you can certainly tell that the season is about to explode. So yeah, it's all good, mate. It's all good.
Very good.
You've been mad busy with the magazine and whatnot.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit going on with the magazine. Some really interesting bits. I'm trying to get an article for people on this insect meal from Koi Talk Live. That seemed like people were pretty interested in that. So trying to reach out to some specialists on stuff like that. Yeah, it's been really good to be fair. But yeah, we've got a really cool spread of fish tonight. Some
Yeah,
smaller pieces as well. So
I
yeah,
think
what?
I'm. That's the part of the hobby that I love the most is finding small koi and developing them, and then having that vision in my head to kind of go, well, I think this fish could do something. You know, sometimes it is just a wish, but then the spread that we put on tonight is, yeah, it's some real tasty bits in here, mate.
Pretty good. I'm excited. Yeah, so anyone who's new to this, you can find the list of participating dealers that you can buy these fish through on our website. Anyone on YouTube or Facebook can put your bid in the comments for any of these fish, and obviously it's subject to the T's and C's. So have a look on them on our website at www.koiwholesale.co.uk. And I
Yeah,
think without, sorry.
sorry, buddy. Yeah, I think I just had a couple of emails last week, just where I think people maybe missed it or didn't check the T's and C's. But just to let everyone know, a reminder that the bids are subject to VAT and then a 10% handling fee for the allocated dealer.
Yeah. All right, sound. So I think without further ado, let's crack on with fish number one. We had a similar kind of Tancho Sankey a few auctions back. This is a little bit similar, but yeah, I can say why you've picked this one out.
Yeah, I mean, this is from Dragon Ball lineage. So this is, yeah, one of Sakai Farms' more prominent. Oh, Martin, good friend of mine there, Martin. How we doing, mate? Yeah, one of their more prominent lineages, one that's sort of developed a lot of attention, body style, sumi development, just all the sort of typical Sakai elements that you want to put in one sort of mega lineage, really. So, yeah, from it you get some pretty killer examples from, and we've had quite a lot of Tancho Sankey from this mix as well. So, yeah, the main sort of thing to comment about them is, you know, the genetics and unleashing those genetics. I mean, we've had all the Sakai fish at the farm. Absolutely flying, like literally it's not even difficult, even on sort of when we're not pushing the fish, they are absolutely flying. So yeah, the ease of growing them is a real appeal to a lot of hobbyists. I think a lot of people think Dainichi, Momotaro and whatnot, but obviously on the global scene, Sakai is the farm,
Yeah,
the powerhouse in the koi industry. And although my experience has been limited with them, yeah, you can't deny the explosion of sort of power and mass that these fish start to produce. So looks like we've got a couple of people interested in this already, mate.
yeah. Let's run the video so people can
Yeah.
have a closer look at it.
Do you know what? Trying to do these videos at the moment with the sun out is an absolute disaster. So
I know.
hopefully,
you can see when we start photographing at the start of the day versus when it gets later on in the day, and the colour changing just because of the sunlight.
Yeah, I think major sort of characteristic here, body line very good, sumi potential, as in you can see it sitting underneath the skin. One thing that I've noticed a lot is the sumi quality is exceptional. It's very refined, very thick, and the intensity when it does start to form is nice. It's a real asset to these types of fish. So yeah.
Yeah, nice fish, nice body shape as well, nice strong like backbone to it. Pecs all seem in correct shape for proportionally to the rest of it. But the Benny's nice on the head as well, so it's yeah, all round a pretty nice fish. This.
Yeah, I think it's hard to the side of it where sort of people try to pick holes in a fish like this, but it's all relative. Trying to get access to Sakai fish is not easy. Up in the UK, certainly not at all.
No.
So it's it was a real exciting opportunity for us when it arose to secure these fish. So yeah. So looks like we've stalled a little bit at £70. We've got a message saying we've got a bit of a lag going on, Joe. But yeah, we're looking for 75 to keep this one alive, guys. So I think I'll stick a few minutes on the timer.
Yeah, I always think the first lot goes a slight little bit cheaper because not everybody. Some people are still having the tea, so take advantage before more people tune in.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
75 now with Howie's with Matt. How we doing,
Got
Matt?
3 people in at that price, but Howie was first.
Okay, mate. So we're looking for 80. Let me pull that video up, Joe.
Glenn just beat out there at 80 quid.
So we're looking for 85 to keep this one alive, guys. Yeah, probably the picture does this fish far more justice, which is a bit frustrating.
You can see on that left-hand side, Sumi's going to come up and balance it out on that front edge. You can see more on the photo that there's going to be Sumi on either side of the spine.
Yeah, and like I said, it's when it does come, it's the intensity and the speed that it comes is pretty rapid. So yeah, with these fish, it's just about unleashing that genetic potential. Add food and they will grow, sort of thing. It's not, withstanding the obvious things of sort of keeping the water in check, but yeah, I'm not even pushing these particularly at the moment, and they're just I would say they're probably picked up a good 6-7 cm since they've been here, and they've not been here that long at all. So yeah, just exciting prospect without getting too carried away. Financially wise, I think it's a super clean fish. It's not a lot not to like about it at this sort of price point, to be honest with you, bud. So yeah, we're looking for 95 to keep this one alive. I can see we've got a few people that have sort of been bidding, so we're looking for 95 to move this one forward. Currently sat at 90 with Graham Orr. Graham's had a nice I'm going to test my memory here, Joe. I believe Ayawakaba from Marasaka in the previous.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, tidy little fish. So yeah, we're looking for 95 to keep this one alive.
Oh, Howie in at 95.
So 100 to keep this one going. What's obviously having sort of come from more of a hobbyist background, Joe? I think obviously it's been a bit of a baptism fire for you, sort of like coming into the industry side, but obviously you've seen some fairly mega developments in the growth side of things with the Sakai and Dainichi fish. I mean, I guess it's they're living up to their expectations in terms of what's achievable with them.
Yeah, I think the first real ones I remember there was this obviously the yellow monkeys that Ricky's had this year, and also
Yeah,
Dainichi, Kahaku, and these Sankis were, I believe there was some Dragon Ball in there as well.
yeah.
But I was really kind of shocked. It's one of them where I started at Koi Wholesale, and within like a couple of weeks, you're really seeing massive differences in size within a couple of weeks, and
Mm.
I've never seen growth like that in like a Tosai pond. Kind of
It's
crazy to watch, really.
it's funny when the dealers sort of have a bit of they're a month or two apart from coming up, and they're like, no way, they're the same fish. It's one of those you never see like a kitten turn into a cat, do you?
No, that's it.
So yeah, it's one of those ones. So yeah, we've got a minute to run on this one. Looks like Graham's going to secure this one with £100.
Yeah, not bad.
So yeah, I think that's a very tidy fish from this lineage.
400 quid,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if anyone is looking to move this forward, we've got almost 30 seconds left on this auction, on this listing. So please let me know how Matt is out. So thanks for letting us know, Matt. It's always much appreciated.
Yeah, I think I need to try and get a Dainichi fish or a Sakai fish in my pond and just view it versus the other fish that I've got and see if they, if that true genetic element in it really does play out versus some of the other breeders
Yeah,
I've got.
I think it's it's not going to be evident in every single fish. That's where the selection process comes into play. But certainly on mass, a percentage wise, sort of pro rata, if you will, it's pretty powerful growth wise. So we've got 10 seconds left. Looks like Graham has secured this one. Mart's another customer called Martin. Nice trim, Mr. Wall. Thanks very much. £14. There we go, buddy. So winner, Graham,
Well
£100.
done.
Solid start.
Yeah, I think Graham's bid before, but if you can email Chris at koiwholesale.co.uk so we know which dealer that it is you're looking to purchase that through, that'd be great. Well
So
done, mate.
Joe, I don't know. Oh, you just said yes. You can
Yeah.
see. Sorry, that's me getting involved in technical things. I should steer well clear of.
Yeah,
So
I think there's some people saying that can we see the YouTube comments? Yes, we can. They're just coming through, but the link didn't. So yeah, moving on to LA. This is one of my favourites from tonight, actually. This fish,
there's
really
something
nice.
about like a floaty sort of intricate pattern, isn't there?
Yeah.
Obviously, having spotted this fish when it first came in, it was something that it was like, oh, I sort of got an image in my head with this fish. So yeah, we're looking for high quality toe-side piece here. We're looking for 100 quid to get us started. Yeah, no surprise there. David Bramwell in with 150 quid, trying to bat off any potential competition. So yeah, if we sort of analyse the fish in terms of potential, I think that intricacy of the pattern and the refinement that you're going to get when that Benny starts to consolidate, the Sashi and the Kiwa starts to tighten up as the fish grows. Nice adome at the end of the fish there as well. I think that always is a nice attribute when the fish grows. That classic sort of starts with white, finishes with white. Still young style skin though. I mean, you can see that sort of transparent sort of finish there. Real young fish, so there's still quite a bit to do with this fish, but it's a case of sort of putting it in the right conditions, TLC, and then again unleashing the sort of Dainichi power. It's going to have that sort of fairly powerful front part of the fish. You can see it sort of holding quite a lot of mass, even at small size for a tosai. Yeah,
I really like this. I'm wondering whether or not that first that first bit is gonna. It looks like it's gonna separate and become a 4-step. This. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think.
Either way, I'm happy, but I just think it'd add a different element to it if
I
it
think
was.
I think you will get some uh, deviation on the pattern there. I wouldn't be putting my house on it breaking
No,
completely, but I think either way, like you say, there's positives to that both ways, which
it's
is
one of
what
them.
makes me sort of like if you're looking from an objective point of view, like is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I don't think it serves the fish poorly one way or the other.
No, I totally agree. I just think if it does, it's a bonus, and if it doesn't, an absolutely really nice prospect of a fish. I just think if it was a 4-step and you had, you'd probably be doubling the price of it as it is now. So it's just one of them wait and see moments, isn't it?
People love steps, mate, don't they?
I
They
know.
really do.
I'm one of these though. Everybody, Ricky and talk about being obsessed with like marathon and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am one of them, to be fair.
Oh, mate.
Guilty.
Yeah, yeah. Got a long way to go with you yet, Joe. Don't you worry about that, mate. So we're currently sat 160. So we're looking at increments of fiver on this one, I think, Joe.
Yeah.
So we're looking for 165 to keep this one alive. It's yeah, one of those fish you can still sort of see you know the youthfulness in the fish. That Shiroji is still yet to sort of solidify and strengthen as much as its older sort of siblings that we've got, like the Nisai and the Sansai examples. But yeah, we just need that transition from the head to the body as well. That can be quite a common thing with juvenile fish, just where that pigment hasn't thickened, the skin hasn't thickened on the head. But I don't have any concerns in that sense. This is quite typical of small kahaku in general. So let's get the video playing again, buddy. Okay, do you know what? Everyone always says to me, I don't know how you do the pictures, Chris. They're really difficult. I find the video is the hardest part. It does
It's
my head
trying
in.
yeah, it's trying to capture the real life colour, isn't it? Of the
Mm.
and what you're seeing in the bowl and trying to, put that on a video. And sometimes like the contrast on the actual camera when you look at the video you've just shot on the camera is sometimes different when you upload it and
Mm.
what you see on the computer as well.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of a technical issue on the comment side, Joe. So I'm gonna have to leave you. I can't
Yeah, no problem.
move the comments. I'm afraid it's just stalled on one part. So I'll have to be guided by you. I've stuck a couple of minute timer on this one. We've not had too much activity on this one since Graham put his bid in. So Graham looking for a clean sweep tonight.
Oh, we got Dave Bramwell in at 175 on YouTube.
Yeah, nice. So we're looking for 180.
But it's got a really nice like frame to it, big mouth, pecs again, well distributed. Well, the right size for the fish. Yeah, it's a nice, and I think one of the things on Kahaku I always look at is does the dorsal split the Benny? I don't, I Benny and a dorsal on a Kahaku for me is like, yeah, it's like a pet peeve for me. So, and sometimes
See,
you'll see it.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's where, like, if it's in keeping with the pattern, I'm
Yeah,
not so bothered about it. But it is interesting because exactly what you've just said there is quite atypical of what a lot of people will sort of pick holes in a fish, sort of thing. So yeah, I think you're right in that sense, mate.
yeah. I think when it gets to be a larger fish, and if the dorsal does split the dorsal, it's much more noticeable in bigger fish than smaller fish when you've got that. But yeah, um, another added little bonus, I guess.
Hmm.
I think if
We
you were
got-
being like super critical about it, you could say like the head color is a little bit yellow for the on a fish, but with the age that this is, I just think
Yeah.
give that time.
I think if it was a more senior fish, for example,
Yeah,
when it's had that opportunity for the skin to thicken and that pigment to come up on the head, then it would be more of a concern. But it's a very, very, very young fish still. So type of fish that, excites me. I'll be excited to see what this fish can achieve. Certainly no slouch either.
all right, Dave. If you want to PM me privately, we can do another video.
Yeah, so we've got about 30 seconds left, and David's been rumbled. So
Graham's out on his own, I think, at
yeah,
180 at the minute.
that's game over. That is, if the wife is watching, mate. Yeah, forget it. I used to have a customer that every time he bought something, he was like, "You don't understand how expensive it is for me." And I was like, "Well, I've done you a deal, haven't I?" And he was like, "Yeah, but whatever I spend on a fish, I have to spend on like clothes or a handbag. That's the deal that I've got." I was like, "Oh well, I can't help you there."
I've heard about all sorts of stories with dealers where somebody goes in and they've got an agreement with dealer. If the wife is there, he'll say the price, but he'll give him 20% of the actual cost. So he said, "Oh, this is 200 quid," but it was actually £1,000.
I'm going off topic a little bit here, but it just reminded me of a funny story. Big customer of mine back in the day, he had a helicopter and a petrol station in his house, and we did a load of work, and he had basically said it come to a few quid sort of thing. And he just went, "Is there any chance you can put that down as a helicopter service, please?" I was like, right, I don't think I'll get away with that one, but yeah. Anyway, we digress. We've got 10 seconds left, guys, so we're looking for 185.
Tommy's in
Tony,
at
you straight in 190. We've got 5 seconds left, guys. We're looking for
Graham's back in
195.
200.
Graham, 200.
Well done. So
Wow,
Graham's won the last two fish.
come to life a little bit at the end there.
It always happens.
Yeah.
Snipers.
You would do though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So moving on to number 3. I love Becco's. It's one of my weaknesses.
Yeah. I um I can enjoy lots of varieties, Showa, Sankey, Kahaku. Becco got to be nice Becco for me to sort of tip my hat to. The Shiroji's got to be spot on. Too many Shiro Becco that I see have just got lacking in Shiroji, which is why this one sort of caught my eye. It was quite exciting, to be honest with you. I think frame, again, Sakai lineage, Dragon Ball lineage, big frame for a young fish, head, body structure, Sumi. I've seen the Sumi development on this Sakai line, and it's intense, real thick, lacquered, glossy Sumi that comes up. So yeah, for me, it's a little ninja in the making. I wouldn't hesitate to sort of develop this fish.
Oh.
There you go. I think that video probably does it quite a lot of justice there.
Yeah. The first time I watched this, the thing that got me with this is just the size of that head. Like it's quite it's quite a strong fish for the size that it is. It's quite wide in proportion to like the length of it. But the size of the head carries through. Like sometimes you can get like heads that are long but not necessarily wide. This is kind of both. So yeah, I'm looking at that as potential fish to grow pretty quick. And I think the other two fish we're looking at under 20 centimeters. So this is 24 centimeters, which shows that it's already grown a little bit larger than the others from this certain batch as well. So yeah, it's a nice fish. Tajime in both the pecs, nice white head around the kind of mouth and between the eye region. Still a little bit to do there, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking at Sumi pattern. looks pretty well balanced. Yeah, there's not a lot to not like about it, really.
I think I say it a lot of the times. So looks like, again, I'm struggling to see the comments, but it looks like we're sat at entry bid here of £100 with Glenn Channon. So we're looking for bids of £5 increment on this one. But I'm always looking in the future. So obviously at this point where you've got this sort of Sankey style Sumi spots, when you get that window, that frame of Shiroji, that white that's going to come up on the body like this, and you're going to have this real harmonious sort of pattern dribbling through the whole of the fish. And when that Sumi comes up, yeah, it's going to be pretty good. So I think for a young fish to have Shiroji of this sort of caliber and that shine to the skin is nothing but promising, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's bit of a probably an underdog, really. Probably a fish that people don't automatically jump to.
Yeah, it's not like a massive variety either, is it? There's not
I think
hundreds and thousands of them.
certainly not from
Dealers.
Sakai either. So funny enough, I don't know whether you caught on the WhatsApp group earlier, Joe, where I had a couple up for sale in the dealers section, and they were snapped up pretty quickly just because I think Shiro Suri, take your pick, but Shiro Beko is not, although probably people think it might be a bit of a common occurrence, it's not a variety that is sort of readily available. Let's put it that way. Certainly not from this farm. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think these are. If Alan's in the comments, he can tell me off for getting something wrong. But I'm pretty sure Shiros and Koishos, they have their own kind of classification. Bekos, they're not in the Utsuri classification. So, it's one of them fish that if you were kind of, I guess, new to showing,
you've got a good chance
of taking a decent award. I mean, the last two at the Great British Koi Show, there was two really, really standout Bekos. You don't see a lot of them, and especially as small sizes, I guess, as well, of this quality. So it's one of them.
For me, I'm looking at this. Obviously, you've got nice attributes that are fairly easy to read, but it's the future of this fish. It's quite a bit bigger than its siblings, and like you said, it's got the body attributes that are going to hold itself well moving forward. Maybe just one of those bit of a Marmite variety, Joe. I mean,
possibly
we're currently sat at £100, 110 on this one with Glenn Channon. We're never to know what is going to float people's boats, so I just sort of pick the koi based on quality and try and get these big breeders involved, because I know it can be difficult for for a dealer, for example, to stock 100 Sakai fish of high quality. That's an awful lot of investment. So we've got about a minute and a half left to go on this one. Currently sat at 110, so we're looking for increments of £5. So I think if it goes for anything under sort of anywhere near this price, someone's done extremely well there. So we are looking for 115 to keep this one alive. We've got a minute left. Let's play that video one last time. I think you can sort of see that skin quality a little bit better in the moving image.
Yeah, I think it's still got like the definition to come on the Sumi. I think obviously it's an indication of where it is, similar to kind of the stuff we're seeing with the Takano stuff, where it kind of contracts. And I guess this will do a similar thing as it kind of grows out, 40, 50 centimeters, where it'll be smaller dans.
Yeah, that Sumi just behind the head is pivotal, isn't it, as well? So we've got 20 seconds left, guys. So if you're involved, let us know.
We might see some snipers on this one.
10 seconds left. I can't see anything. So I'm in your hands. 5 seconds, £110. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well done. That's Glenn's.
Wow, what a bargain that is.
I am shocked at that one. I think that one has slipped the net 100%.
That's Glenn.
What
I
a
don't know
bargain.
if you're on the show scene or whether you're looking to just have nice fish in the pond, but I think that's that's
Yeah,
got a bit of potential, that one, moving forward.
yeah, 100%.
Fair
We've
enough.
been sent a photo, and I need to show you this. 1 second.
All right, okay. What?
Oh dear.
Who said that?
I think it's Mark Reeves in the comments as editors. You could have
Wow.
made my. To be fair, it's realistic, but my head couldn't get any bigger. I think it's just made my head.
Yeah, you look like someone
Think
sort of squashed your head. Wow, I look incredible.
defined. You look like you've been sculpted, Chris, with that.
Yeah, thank
Like
you.
made out
Yeah,
of marble. Yeah.
and
So
yeah, Lee looks amazing as well.
he does. Yeah.
And
Crafty definitely looks a bit young. I think. I mean,
yeah,
a bit more grey than that.
Crafty looks like a haggard Buzz Lightyear there.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, definitely needs some more grey hairs on Crafty.
Yeah, like
Oh
that.
dear.
Thanks very much for that, Mark.
Now this one's a little bit different, isn't it? But look at that Shiroji on this one.
You beat me to it, mate. Yeah. So I actually was prattling around in one of the ponds today, and I went, "Oh, look at the skin on that," and I was like, "Ah, it's already in the auction." So yeah, just quite an obvious fish to read, really, isn't it, mate? I mean, perhaps it's not your most textbook fish, but real glowing skin on this fish. Dainichi lineage again, so you've got all the genetic powerhouse there from the farm. Certainly no slouch growth wise compared to its sort of
No.
siblings. Certainly not slow, not one of the smallest in the pond by any means. It's sort of keeping its pace in that sense. Yeah, interesting part. I had a message from a customer saying, "What is the sashi okay on that second and third dan? Still young fish." So I don't have too much of an issue with that sort of flexibility with this type of Benny from this particular farm. So yeah, just a very clean fish. I've sort of got an image in my head as it gets bigger. Again, you're going to get a little bit more of that shiroji on that cheek as that head gets bigger as well. So I think that's going to add another pattern dimension to it. Yeah, again, bloody light, mate. Honestly, it's pain in the backside, but yeah, you can see the sort of glowing white skin there when it's focused.
Yeah, I think the keyword as well is really well defined. I think obviously the sashi is like more of an indication, I guess, of the depth in the Benny and longevity, I guess, as well.
Yeah, for me, I always want to see a degree of depth in the sashi because it's going to display a bit of elasticity in that Benny. You know, it's nice if you're looking at small fish for the show scene to have them nice and finished. But if you're looking to develop a fish and have that sort of potential to grow it and not ruin that leading line on the pattern, then you need this sashi depth because otherwise the Benny starts to break apart. So yeah, it's not a concern for me at all. If anyone else had similar sort of musings, so yeah,
it's one of them. Is it like with when a small Tosai Kahaku is this good with its Shiroji, it's almost got like a Doitsu looking effect to it. If it weren't for the sashi, you wouldn't be able to tell between this and a Doitsu fish because the Shiroji is so good, and you know the skin quality is pretty good at the age that it's in.
do you know what? It's weird you should say that because I used to get like comments from dealers just saying they'd buy a fish just based on like price pattern. You know how competitive the WhatsApp group gets; it's absolutely insane. And they buy fish and be like, "Oh, is that Deutz or is that Wagoi?" And I'd be like, "Wow,
Yeah.
It's scaled, but yeah, such is the skin quality on some fish. At a glance, they sort of come across almost Deutz-esque, if you will.
Yeah, it's just a good sign of like skin quality, isn't it?
Yeah,
And I guess refinement of pattern as well. On Doitsu, you get much cleaner edges to it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I like this fish.
Yeah. It's probably a fish that is going to go under the radar a little bit, but this is where like the beauty of koi keeping. I can enjoy this fish purely based on the skin attributes. I think it's an excellent example when you're displaying skin quality in young fish. It's got that sort of glowing, almost luminous sort of presence about it. So yeah, for me, it's quite easy for me to say that because I sell fish for a living. I don't sort of keep them like a hobbyist, but sometimes you can't tick every box.
No.
You got to get as close as you can to body size, potential, skin quality, pattern, everything. It's hard to tick every box and not pay the earth for it. So it's just about getting as much bang for your buck as if you will, mate. So looks like we've stalled a little bit on this one, mate. So I'll get the timer going. Got 3 minutes left on this one, guys.
Oh, we've got Crafty in the comments. He's just joined us. I need to show him this bloody picture. What, Crafty? You're definitely more grey than that, aren't you? 100%.
I think, he's got a little bit less hair than that as well, mate.
Yeah, I think somebody's done him justice there and made him look a bit more.
Lee looks incredible.
He does, yeah. Back to topic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we better sell some fish, haven't we? So we're looking for bid increments of a fiver here, guys. So yeah, I mean, that's joking aside. Let's be objective about this sort of high quality tosai from Dainichi. Not easy to come by, certainly with skin attributes like this. Again, it's no slouch. There's still plenty of potential to grow this fish to decent sizes. That sort of head structure, nice wide mouth. The length of the head is probably dampened a little bit because the Benny, you don't see that transition quite so much in the picture. But yeah, nice length to the head, nice width to the mouth, strong body line throughout. There's no real deviant. What's the word I'm looking for? It's gone. There's no curvature to the body line. Deviation, that's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's nice, strong body line, mass throughout the fish. Yeah, just a nice balanced fish with super skin attributes. So yeah, it looks like someone's going to pick up a bit of again, sorry Joe, I can't see the comments for some reason, mate, but I don't want to refresh this because if I disappear, I may never come back again. So
we're still with Paul at the minute. I think everyone else is
okay. So
in at the minute.
we're looking for 115 to keep this one alive. Any advances?
Great, Gordon in at 115.
So we're getting to crunch time now, guys. We've got about 40 seconds left and we're at £115. Please don't leave it till the very last minute. I know it's tactical.
Bit of activity. Yeah. Justin in at 120, quickly followed by Paul in again at 130. Snipers again.
Like London buses, mate.
I know. They all
20 seconds left. 20 seconds left, guys. Get them bids in. Currently sat at 130 with Paul Hutchinson. 10 seconds left.
Oh, Justin back in 140.
5 seconds left.
Oh. Justin. Sorry, Paul. We just missed you there.
Yeah, have to call what we see on the screen. Yeah, Justin, sniper. Yeah, lovely.
A really good fish to learn from there. Well done.
Yeah, well done, buddy. And
if you can, it's not a name I've seen before. If you can email Chris at Koi Wholesale, Would you
Don't
prefer
worry, I
to
know
be like,
Justin.
you know, just
He's an absolute bandit. Never get him to come and sort your heating out though, mate.
all right, okay, I'll remember that.
Only joking. Best heating engineer in the home counties, mate. Yeah, it's yeah. What we got now? Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is a fish that we're certainly not going to lose it on the farm, are we? Because it's just one of them fish that you remember seeing. There's
Yeah.
certain fish around Koi Wholesale where you'll see it in a pond, and you know, we'll have to ship it out, for example, and you'll instantly know which pond it's in because it's one of them fish you walk by and you spot every single time. And I
Yeah,
think this is one of them fish. There was one in the last auction that was very similar, but yeah, it's one of them fish that's just quite unique in its style.
just got that quirkiness, isn't it? I mean, I think if it's got one bit of Dan of Benny towards the back end, you couldn't place that Sumi any better.
No.
It's literally yeah, it's so close to being, you know, a bit of a mega fish. But even as it stands, very good structure. You see the power over the front of that fish as well. Just even at sort of 25 cm, it's sort of got those shoulder, that sort of Sakai-esque body prowess about it. And yeah, they are that sort of button nose, if you will, whatever people want to call it. Some people call that sort of advanced Kuchibeni, but yeah, I would class that sort of this button nose pattern. Yeah, just adds that sort of added dimension of character, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But I also quite like the red eye element to it. It's just something quirky about it that I quite like. You know, if say for example it didn't have that button nose and it had two white eyes, I think it'd be a very boring fish. I think it'd, you know, it would you'd just be looking at it for, well, does it have the Kahaku pattern? Does it, you know, is it, you know, whereas because it's got them quirky elements to it, that's what kind of makes this fish, I guess.
I think from a technical standpoint, probably doesn't add, but from a pond fish
Yeah,
standpoint, it definitely adds that
yeah,
dimension of character. Again, another Dragon Ball Sankey. So you've got that characteristic of growth potential, that power in the body. The Sumi is the thing that's really sort of excited me quite a lot watching these fish develop, because the Sumi quality is so good. You know, it's the Shiroji and Benny quality is something that probably a lot of people are familiar with, and that comes as a given. But the more delicate sort of pigment in terms of the amount of it being Sumi on Sankey, is super refined, super glossy, and pretty damn reliable as well. So I just got a picture of this fish sort of at like 65 cm, absolute bossing around the pond,
yeah.
cruising out, and sort of, yeah, just one of those fish that is sometimes it's easy to get sucked in by pattern, but the thing that I like the most about it is sort of like, yeah, its presence, if you will.
There was a very similar one from the Tucano. You might remember it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of got a full red head, and that one is the boss of that pond.
Funny you should say that, because obviously Takano having a massive Sakai influence on his fish.
Really, yeah,
Yeah. So again, it's that sort of that go-to genetic pool that a lot of breeders in Nagata are trying to infiltrate into their lineages. Sakai, Dainichi, Issa, Momotaro genetics to try and take their fish to the next level, because there's really not much competition in terms of true jumbo potential than sort of Sakai and Dainichi, Momotaro, of course. But yeah, it's impressive little fish, mate. And I think some fish they're just quirky as, aren't they? You know.
yeah. And I always, I keep kind of going back to that. When you walk by a pond, you do remember it. It's one of them fish that if I did see it in 2 or 3 years, I might remember it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really remember what I had for my tea yesterday, but for some reason, I can remember fish when they do pop back up. So, and it's the biggest fish that we've had so far on the auction at 25 centimeters. So obviously, against the Sakai fish, it's that's romped on. We were talking about the Becco, I think, was at 24, and we were saying how
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gone on. So this
Got
is pretty big.
a slightly broader sort of body style as well. I mean, that
Yeah.
body line is pretty textbook for young Tosai, mate. There's no deviation in that body line whatsoever. Yeah, that's something that really bugs me as the fish get older. I've probably mentioned it to you before. I can't. That's one of my pet peeves. So good body line is a massive sort of positive for me. Just it keeps that structure and the harmony in the body as the fish start to grow.
Yeah.
And it's got mass throughout as well. So, you don't get that sort of pinching effect around the peduncle where it sort of starts to lose a bit of mass compared to the rest of the body. That's where you get this sort of curvy sort of effect. So body line is quite an important process of selection for me. So we are currently sat at one. What are we? I can't see the comments, mate.
180. Oh, Crafty back in at 200.
Absolute ninja. Got a few people going for this one. Shall I get the countdown going, mate?
Yeah, let's start that.
2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. We're currently sat at 200.
Back in at 210. I think Glenn's fancying some Sakai fish tonight.
Yeah. Well, not being funny, mate. Like, obviously, having quite a lot of eyes on the industry. Sakai, Tosai of any sort of standard in general hard to get hold of just because of the nature of how Sakai do business, certainly in the UK. So actually getting hold of them is not easy. I think that's why some people are sort of going Sakai. Dainichi is a bit of a household name. Sakai, because it's not everywhere. Perhaps it goes under the radar, but make no mistake, it is the benchmark in Japan. So where are we at, mate?
Crafty back in at 215 again.
I'm flying blind. So
I think it's between Crafty and Glenn at the minute.
What I can tell you is we got 50 seconds left. So if anyone
Glenn back in at 225.
Back to Crafty.
I think there's a bit of lag on the YouTube side.
Yeah, regrettable that. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. We need to call what's on the screen. So we're currently sat at 225. We've got 25 seconds left. So Crafty.
Oh, Justin at 250.
Must have had a big job.
Sniping again in his ghillie suit.
15 seconds left, guys.
Crafty's out.
10 seconds left.
260.
Back to Justin. Oh, how exciting.
I know this. Glenn, well done. Justin, sorry, you were just out on that one. That one goes to Glenn.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, I thought it might be a popular fish. Just again, I've just got that image of it as a bigger fish, and I think it's just a pleasant fish to view. You know what I mean? And it's got big growth potential. So yeah, happy days.
So we're moving on to fish F. Dainichi this time.
Yeah, Dainichi Kaku started this one at a bit of a lower price, so quite accessible. 50 quid if anyone wants to get us started. Again, if we sort of look at the technical perspective, it's a fish that perhaps at a smaller size is a tad underwhelming. This is where you need to have that sort of vision moving forward, how that body is going to increase that mass on the fish. and then obviously the intricacies of the pattern then start to come to life a little bit more. So head structure, yeah, nice as well. Nice long head. I think in terms of the transition, again, we spoke about earlier, that sort of Shiroji thickening on the face. Yeah, probably a bit more true to form in that video there. So
Alan
yeah,
was talking about this on the last auction that we did, and just talking about at the start prices of these. Giving hobbyists an opportunity to learn from Dainichi. I mean, I probably need to get involved with some of these auctions at some point, or see if Ricky will do me a good deal on some Dainichi or Sakai fish, because I think it's the best learning experience if you want to like dabble at that end of the hobby and look at Dainichi and Sakai for some more expensive Nisai. To learn from a
yeah.
Tosai at 100
Mm.
quid is probably the best way to go about it to begin with.
I sometimes I see myself saying these sort of things and cringe, but obviously, relatively speaking, sort of 100, 200 quid is not, it's a sum of money, and you're certainly going to notice it if it falls out your pocket.
Yeah,
But relatively speaking, if you've got a fish that you've invested in for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years and then more, that it's that relativity of price for quality and what you can achieve. If you start trying to buy this caliber of fish, like you say, as Nisai, immediately, even if you got the fish price cheap, your freight is going to go up. So just getting the fish into the UK, then obviously once you start adding everything on top of it, it starts to snowball, and that sort of that average looking Nisai becomes quite expensive sometimes. And okay, there is more risk involved with Tosai, but there's also more enjoyment, in my opinion. If you're not sort of if you're not sort of that keen on, if you're a bit risk adverse, then stick to older fish. If you think you can raise fish well and do the fish justice and really sort of, we call it beat the breeder. This is beating the dealer. You know what I mean? Finding a fish that really we should be keeping and developing. There's nothing better than, well, that's a lie. When people show me fish that I've sold them and they've gone, oh, look at that, and I'm like,
I bet you don't forward that on to Ricky.
no, I've done it. It's happened for years, mate. But it's fun. It's funny because hobbyists love showing you.
Yeah,
You'd never do it to a breeder.
no.
Because next time you try and buy a fish, yeah, the price goes up.
But it's just, you were just talking about like freight charges. I remember last year before I started working at Koi Wholesale, I wanted to get a yellow monkey Tosai, and I was looking for something ideally over like 30 centimeters. In the auction, I said, I've got probably six,
At
700 at the
Dainichi auction.
Dainichi
Yeah,
auction.
yeah,
Yeah, I said, oh, I've got about 600, 700 quid. Are you? And as first of all, I asked the dealer, are you buying anything? Can we share a box to the
yeah, yeah.
UK for home first? And first of all, there were no yellow monkeys that went for that price in the
I
auction.
know, I know.
And number two, it would just, the dealer's got to buy some as well to justify the freight cost home, because you're not just going to ship one Tosai 30 centimeters from Dainichi.
Mm,
So, we've got a yellow monkey coming up in this auction, but it really is a good opportunity for people to buy Dainichi fish without having to, go and buy Nisai or buy a Tosai, and for the dealers to have to put on the freight costs. So,
mm. I mean, to give people some perspective, I think when these came in, I think they were 60 to a box, maybe, and the same weight wise for Nisai was sort of, depending on quality, obviously that does play a big part. Sort of anywhere between sort of 6 to 10 pieces of decent sized Nisai in a box. So you've got 10 times more freight being applied to Nisai, for example,
yeah, yeah,
which is not necessarily reflected in the fish. It's just the physicality of flying fish around the world at the moment, and Japan is a premium shipping route. So I recently shipped fish. Where did they go? Barbados. Barbados, was it, Joe?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Oh
right.
my God, I'm dreadful. Yeah, to Barbados, and the freight was almost half what it is from Japan.
Wow. But it's true though, the flight from Japan, you can fly to Japan from like Germany or from Heathrow through Western Europe and but the route home actually goes the opposite way across the
Mhm.
world, and it's a ridiculous flight time. I think it was something like 16 hours or something flight home, whereas I don't think it's that. Usually I think it's because of this Ukraine issue at the minute. All the flights are being redirected. It's longer routes,
I've
which
not
is
done
more
the
fuel,
flight
more
since
costs.
I've not done the flight since the conflict, but I think just routes in general, physical cost of fuel, yeah, it all has a knock-on effect. And by the time the end consumer is adding on VAT and paying at the tills, yeah, it does have a knock-on effect, mate. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm quite proud that we're sort of taking a bit of a plunge, and this is a risky game for us. High quality, expensive Tosai. You have to buy them in quantity.
yeah,
So it's only clever if people see the value and the quality in it. Unfortunately, yeah, people are. So yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, waffled on a little bit there, mate. But
There's a question for you, Chris, on this fish. On that second dan, will it separate on that left-hand side from that third dan? I think it will, won't it? It looks like
as
there's a
I'm,
divide.
so the second Dan going on to the third, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to see in that image because the dorsal is folding over. There you go. You see it a bit better in the video.
yeah,
That's just the third Dan, that final pattern of Benny at the back of the fish. This is just sashi. So I fully expect that to clean up. So you'll have a clean break there. That will create a clear step in the pattern. So yeah, hopefully that clears that up. Again, sorry, I can't see the comments, Joe. So
no
yeah, if
problem.
anything comes up, just
Will do. It
shout
looks
me. So
it
we've
looks
been.
like there's a bit of like a metallic shine in the head. Is that am I seeing right there, or it looks like it's probably just the luster of the skin, but it does look like
Do you want me to bore you?
go on, tell me. Give me the nerding.
There is so obviously when we're talking about pigment receptors, we have melanin phores, etc. When you have shine or a gloss to to a metallic fish or non-metallic fish, because you can get it, it's like you get thrown up with a Gimrin scale or anything like that. They call it iridophores.
Iridophores.
Yeah, so this is what generates this metallic sort of crystal-like. And the closer they are packed together on metallic fish, that higher shine quality that you get. So fish that can have that high concentration of iridophores in the skin generate that high quality shine. But you do get, just through the breeding process, it does kick back in random fish every now and again. Silence.
Interesting that. It's I mean, a lot of that is
I've killed him.
relative.
I've bored him to death.
No,
Death by waffle.
no, but I'm just thinking that's like I don't. You can't guarantee that it's a sign of anything, I suppose, but I don't know. It's unique. I've not seen that kind of shine on a young toe sign.
After all of that waffle that I just went on about, I think is actually just the bounce of the flash off the nose of the fish. But but yeah, we've got a minute and a half left. Sorry, I've really got off tangent there. I'm in a bit of a funny mood today, mate. I think it's just sort of exhaustion.
Delusion.
Yeah, phone has not stopped today, and yeah, trying to locate many individual fish for shipping tomorrow, mate. So yeah, we're currently sat at 170 with Paul Hutchinson. Paul's had a few nice little Tosai off of us recently, so thank you for the support there, Paul. We're looking for 175 to keep this one going. We've got a minute left, guys. So if anyone is invested in this fish, please let us know. We're looking for 175 to move this one forward. Yeah, again, having that sort of image in my head as the fish gets bigger, it's got that sort of big fish pattern. I know it's a bit cliche to say that, but it perhaps looks a bit compact and cluttered on a smaller fish. So I think that separation with the shiroji, giving space in between the benny steps, is going to help quite a lot. So we've got 30 seconds left, mate. Looks like Paul is going to secure himself another fish here. Any snipers out there, please shoot now. Got 20 seconds left. We're looking for 175 or something a little bit more to blow it out the water. 10 seconds left. Looks like Paul's going to win this one. Yeah, tidy little fish. Very nice.
Really good. Yeah, I love the Benny quality on that. Fantastic. Well done, Paul.
Cool. Are Leeds playing tonight, Joe?
8 o'clock. So if we're having a bidding war later on, I'm just going to sign off, and you can have a wrestling match, and I'll go be depressed for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
Wow.
Yeah, but body structure is the first thing that strikes me about that fish.
Yeah, just the thickness of the peduncle and that region where the dorsal lies. That's a lovely body shape.
Structure. It's got power throughout the fish. You know, even when this is in one of the grow-on ponds, or what was in one of the grow-on ponds. Sakai Dragon Ball lineage again. Just absolute power. Just throughout the whole fish, it's just mega. That is like, I don't know whether you can remember, I did an article in the magazine last year, and I created a silhouette on body structures. And just if you can take away the pattern and all the details of the fish and just isolate that body, yeah, what a body line.
Yeah, I think the video for this as well is, better indication of like that skin quality. I think you see the power in both, but the Benny and Sumi Shiroji quality is there to see. Obviously, there's still that yellowish pigment in the head, but for a young fish, it wouldn't concern me at that. And the start of Tajime as well in the text, which for me on a Tancho Sankey, I've got a really nice one myself. I'm being a bit ass. It is a nice fish I've got at home, and one of the. I've got a really good one. No, it's not.
I've got a better one than this. Yeah,
but no, one of the things when I was buying it is to have nice Tajime. I think in Sankey and Beko, it's a really good feature to have. Yeah,
I quite
really
like
that.
When it floats in the fin as well. That's I remember breeder NND Koto Tanaka was sort of saying that in his sort of Sankey lineage, he likes to see the Tajima, or for those that aren't familiar with that term, the Sumi, sort of just floating within the fin. He finds that's quite a good indication of Sumi potential moving forward. Again, the darkness in and around the eyes, that intensity of Sumi, you can see when you're looking at the fish, the left eye, and just behind that Sumi spot, that depth of Sumi quality. It's quite an easy fish to read, really, isn't it, Joe? That's what makes it, the body, yes. Skin, yes. Growth potential, yes. It's just refinement, really. So, yeah, in terms of you can see the Sumi sat right underneath the skin.
It's got that.
The video does actually do it a bit more justice.
I think it's got that Sumi style where you see the blue pigment under the skin, but there's no real like you get the I don't know what you'd call it, like the Kage style. I don't know. Basically, the Sumi comes up and it starts on the top and then works its way back down again. Like all the Sumi has, you've got the blue patch.
But some people sort of refer to it as like baby Sumi.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there. I like fish that are easy to read. Sometimes, the end result doesn't quite pan out exactly how you'd like it, but certainly from an investment point of view, I don't have any hesitation. I mean, what we're at the moment, I can't see. Oh, 160 quid.
With Crafty, yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
For that sort of quality and price point. So, yeah, growth potential. That's a nice attribute as well, because I don't think Tancho Sankey probably not a go-to variety that you suddenly sort of think, oh, I want to grow a fish big sort of thing. But it's kept up with its siblings in terms of growth rates. Sometimes Tancho Sankey can be, or Tancho in general can be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Volatile, just with that Tancho spot on the head. But there's no concerns with this at all. It's gone, for me, it's sort of had that test where the fish rapidly expands and grows very quickly on warm water, and it's just going from strength to strength. So super fish. I can't get past that body line either. The more that picture really does, it is the epitome of body structure. I can see a couple of. There are a few bids there, Joe, that I can see.
Yeah, so there's Gordon back in at 175.
Yeah, fair play.
Got that lovely like stepping stone. Assume if it comes up where it's showing it looks like you're gonna be able to, if you watch the stepping stones and then back across the dorsal in like a zigzag pattern, that's going to be stunning if whoever raises this fish going forward gets it right.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that I love about koi. I can sort of appreciate a lot of attributes of this fish.
Yeah,
it's probably a boring part for a lot of people going, oh, body line, but it's going to carry this fish forward structure wise. And when people see those, I'm not for 1 second saying this fish is going to sort of hit 90, 95 cm for 1 second, but when you see the big finished fish in the magazines and you see just like, wow, that's literally flawless. It's that having that body style to carry it forward. So a lot of the time I'm looking at fish that are going to sort of carry that power and have that sort of aggressiveness to them. For me, that's a nice show attribute. I think whenever you rock up to a show, it's probably an untangible, unquantifiable aspect of appreciation. But when you just look at a fish and you just go, whoa, Jesus, what have you been feeding that?
Yeah.
You can't. I don't think you could. Alan might tell me otherwise. I don't think there's an old Jesus score point on the.
Jesus.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? That instant impact.
Yeah.
Just going, holy cow, that's got some serious presence about it. So yeah, mega fish. I'm going to stick a couple of minutes on this one, buddy, because I think if this goes for anywhere near that price, someone's got themselves an absolute bargain. I know Tanchos divide people opinion, but I think as an investment, this fish, is ace.
Got 2 people in at the minute. Gordon back in at 200. Being Crafty and Gordon at the minute.
Yeah, so we've got a minute and a half left. Again, you never really know with these events what's going to capture people's imaginations. I thought there would be a bit of a dogfight for this one.
Me too. We've had some Tanchos that have had some really big bidding wars on them, to be fair. So this could be a real bargain. 205 at the minute with Crafty.
Just
stop talking it up. Stop talking it up, Chris. He says.
Sorry, mate.
Gordon back in again, 210.
Yeah, doesn't want to let this one go. We've got 45 seconds left, guys. So yeah, if you thinking that you don't want to miss out, then maybe put your max bids in. 30 seconds left. Yeah,
215 with Crafty.
25 seconds left. So, Gordon, if you're still with us, please let us know. Otherwise, this one's going home.
Gordon out.
Fair enough. Thanks for letting us know. That's always much appreciated, guys. I think that's an absolute weapon for that price point. So, yeah, happy days for Crafty's customer. There we go.
Crafty Koi, well done.
Yeah, banging that, mate.
Fantastic. So, moving on.
What we got?
Back to Sankey again.
Probably not your typical sort of Sankey look.
No.
It's almost a bit sort of Showa-esque for some people. But yeah, again, structure of the fish, very good. Dragon Ball lineage again, Sakai fish. Asumi is really going to transform this fish. And again, it's probably a fish that maybe looks a bit cluttered as Tosai because the Sumi is quite full on it. But I think as it expands, you're going to see it's going to sort of reveal the true destination of the pattern style. So yeah.
Yeah, lovely fish. I'm liking the head pattern between the eyes as well. There's just enough shiroji still on the face to like carry that head pattern. Jimmy really strong in that pectoral fin as well. Looking really like he's got great depth to it. Yeah, and then you've got more Sumi just coming up on the shiroji, just on the shoulders there. I think it just needs a bit of refinement, this fish. It'll be interesting to see, what it looks like in a year on. A little bit of red in that tail there, but it looks like the Sumi developing that could, potentially could cover that as well.
You beat me to it, mate. And I think at this price point, risks like that are very much worth taking.
100%. Yeah, let's play the video.
It's probably a pattern attribute that a lot of people, bit of a, not a dying art, just something that people aren't so vocal about these days. This first bit of Sumi just off the shoulder is what we call Kata Sumi, which is quite a pivotal, from a pattern perspective. It sets the tone for the rest of the Sumi to fall behind. So although it's not the be all and end all for Sankey by any means at all, it's just a nice pattern attribute that I know a lot of breeders do like to see. A nice strong kata mark just behind the shoulder, and the fact that it's sat on white skin, it will just increase that presence, if you will. See when it breaks the surface there, it's got that sort of quite a glossy effect on it. So yeah, tidy little fish. Probably not something really, probably not as obvious, if you will, than a lot of Sankey. But yeah, a bit of a dark horse for me, this one.
I'm just blown away by that Tajimi and the peck. Like that is crazy. That if that develops it on the other side, that is absolutely stunning. That it's rare in that quality. Like
well, it's almost Motoguru-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's like the three fingers that kind of spread out is I don't know, with the like the translucent nature of the pectoral fins as well at this age. I don't know. I've not seen that before.
Might be one of those things where people get a bit hung up on that type of thing. You would assume me in the pecs and going, well, it's not got a balance, but it's still young fish. I don't have any hesitation in thinking that there's going to be Sumi popping up in the other fin. If it's present in one, there's a very good chance that in the ball of the pec. If it's sort of a dark grey pigment or has like a anything other than a white fleshy appearance in the ball of the pectoral fin, then there's a good chance it's gonna come. This is where that sort of floating tajima is a great indication because it just pops up. There's so much pigment information sat within the skin. It's just waiting to be released. So
I think Colin said like if it gets that on the other, if it does come on that other side, you're talking about an absolute snip at 150 quid.
But also recession on the one where it is and refinement. So
I don't know if I'd want it to. I'd be quite happy if it stayed as it is, right? But stayed as it is, like it is now. But just the other side, it came and was equal. Then I'd be like dead pleased with that because I think it's just different to the majority of Sankey that I've seen. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think that's where it comes down to people's ability to take a gamble or not to take a gamble, if you will. You know, is that sort of price point justifiable enough to take a punt?
100%.
And it's relative for everyone, isn't it? You know, so yeah, for me, I think it's a fish that perhaps is not that obvious, but people got a bit of an intrigue about it and sort of like, oh, I can kind of see the bigger picture on this fish. You ain't picking up Nisai Sakai fish for I don't even. I've seen very poor Nisai at ridiculous prices. So
New Forest Koi.
For me, it's a fish that is worth taking that sort of punt on if you want to sort of go down the Sakai route, which a lot of people do. D lineage as well, you know, one of the big Sankey lineages that he does, the sort of Dragon Ball Showa Sankey lineage. So yeah, bit of a diamond in the rough, I think, mate. Is the best way of describing this fish. And I think when the sumi starts to pop up, you're going to get those technical features within the pattern as well. So yeah, perhaps not the most obvious fish, but yeah, some nice qualities all the same.
So still with New Forest at 170.
Yeah, nice. Buying some pretty impressive fish at the moment.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get opportunity to go down there and visit New Forest Koi. I think it sounds like a really cool little operation down there.
Certainly, speaking to Rick and the team, sort of investment in genetics is something that they're quite serious about. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what can be achieved. I saw some Kajaku from Omasako lineage, I think, from memory, on Facebook the other day, and yeah, I was quite impressed.
Fantastic. So I think still at 170 with New Forest Koi.
Yeah, so we've got a minute. I've just stuck a minute on this one, mate. So yeah, I know you're desperate to go and see Leeds lose. So yeah.
Honestly, to be honest, if this ran until like 10 o'clock and I can forget all about the football, I'd be quite happy with that, to be honest, as well.
Yeah,
probably going to lose anyway. So
yeah, I should probably. Thing is, if I wasn't an Arsenal fan, I would definitely bring up the whole Spurs thing. But given that we've got City tomorrow night, I have not got the bottle to say anything because maybe I'll wait until after Wednesday. Got 20 seconds left, guys. If anyone's involved, but I think looks like this one's heading to New Forest Koi. So 10 seconds left. Any advances, please let us know. 10 seconds left, and we are out. I'm getting a phone call from Crafty, which is a bit odd because I'm guessing he knows we're live.
I think he's saying he's lost his picture, but to be fair, I think there's a few other people saying that they've got picture. So well done anyway to Rick at New Forest Koi.
Yeah, cool. I just see Collins. I'm guessing you mean shut up, but yeah, mate. I'm sure the shoe will be on the other foot tomorrow night. So yeah, yeah. There's loads of Spurs fans, mate. All my customers are Spurs fans.
Didn't realise they had fans, to be fair,
Ouch. Yeah. Yeah.
since the new stadium.
Yeah. What a stadium, though. Annoyingly.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like this fish. Look at that transition.
I I mean, I know it's probably pointless me putting fish on here that I don't like, but I love the sort of flowery style uh, kahaku as much as the more technical sort of bigger Benny plated kahaku. I like the intricacy of this pattern. Nice degree of kiwo as well, sort of displayed just behind the head and on those two Dan's either side on both points, the middle where the dorsal is, and then a bit further back. So I think from a sort of a finished perspective, it's going to be a real quirky little fish, mate.
Yeah, that keyword is the making of this fish. The scalloped effect on every single Dan is that's the thing that makes this. And at this age and size only 19 centimeters, but wow, that's I love that element of it, and the mask almost like
Yeah.
element of the Benny as well is a really cool feature. I'll play the video on this one. Got a
Yeah,
nice size.
that band across the eyes, it just sits really nice, doesn't it? And again, when that sort of face starts to thicken, the Shiroji quality starts to thicken, that level contrast between the Benny and the Shiroji is just going to add that added dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a really, I know it's a bit of a poor sort of descriptive word, but it's just a really pretty fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them that with a little tiny bit of refinement of that keyword, that's like a show grade fish. If it had that keyword sorted at the front edge and a little bit of time the couple of dans there.
Well, I think a real key part of this fish is going to be that gap between that white window behind that band on the head and that sort of swirly dan that comes across. So when that pattern starts to solidify and you get a break, so that spot on the left, if you will, that is kind of almost connected at the moment, is going to
Yeah,
separate. So again, at that point, you're going to get this sort of nice harmony of balance of pigment all in the right places. So yeah, for me, it's a really nice balanced fish, very proportioned fish as well. I mean, I know it's probably something that is overlooked by a lot of people, but just simple things like having all the finnage in the right places at the right points. Yeah, silly little thing, but it's often you can see and going overlooked. So yeah,
wow,
also
nice.
scale alignment as well. It's hard to display it on a picture and on a video. But I had this fish, I sort of like, obviously, I get a bit nerdy with it all and was analysing the fish. The scale alignment is excellent. So what this does is it helps with the pattern alignment. So the edging of the scales, this sort of flow of the fish. So yeah, all in all, yeah, really tidy little fish. And I think it's a lot of people are sort of leaning towards this style of fish because it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah,
It needs a bit of refinement, a bit of growth, but yeah, like a weed, give it water and food, and yeah, it's just gonna move in the right direction. So yeah, doesn't surprise me that we've had quite a bit of interest in this one, mate.
yeah. I think it's definitely got a few people in. I think there's 3 or 4 people in at the minute, so we'll just
Mm.
give this one a bit of time. But yeah, nice big mouth on it as well. Like the head size is proportioned. Pectoral fins nice and rounded as well. I'm not sure this is going to be ever like a 80 centimeter fish, but it looks like it's got all the credentials to grow. Yeah, I just go back to like the first thing that I look at when I look at this fish is that scalloped edge to the back edge of that
Yeah,
Marizoma key, where it's just to
it's
die
it's
for.
it's evident on every part of the pattern, isn't it? Which is quite a nice technical, very clean feature, isn't it? That definition, and to have
Yeah,
that pigment follow round each scale on so many areas might be lost on some people that aren't so into the technical attributes of koi keeping, but yeah, to get that consistently across the fish is, like you say, is show sort of feature.
yeah, and even the head pattern's almost got like a scalloped edge to it, a rounded edge to the head pattern. So everything is in sync with it. Really one of a. I hate to say one of a kind, but it kind of is. You don't see many. What's this? 1, 2. If that little dan separates 3, 4, 5, 6 step. If you count in all the dans as additional steps. Yeah,
Oh well, 6 step sounds better, doesn't it, mate? So
it
yeah,
does, yeah. It's Dainichi Tosai with Marizoma Key were in decent.
yeah, keep counting them, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
there's a lot of things you can.
but yeah,
Uh,
joking aside, I just think it's got a very harmonious sort of look, hasn't it? As a whole, I described it as flowery, and I think someone put in the comment, yeah, very flowery. It's just sort of got this sort of it flows. That's probably the best way of describing it. It's very in keeping the whole pattern throughout the fish. So yeah, beautiful little fish, and yeah, looks like we've got a few people that were interested, mate. So I've stuck a minute and a half on this. So we're currently at 260. So if we've got any advances, we're looking for 265. Yeah, really pretty fish. Type of fish that again, it does stand out a little bit, even though it's not the biggest fish in the pond. Certainly not the smallest fish either, because these fish were quite small when they came in. But it stands out because of those qualities.
yeah, so still with Marcus at 260. I think Marcus has had some pretty good fish offers as well so far this year.
Mm,
Few viewers building a really nice collection. Sakai done each fish now.
yeah, I think again, it's the limited access to these types of fish, mate. I know as a hobbyist, like you said, you try going into the auction to try and get a yellow monkey.
Possible.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got 15 seconds left. I think it's probably fair to say Marcus is going to bag this one. If anyone's got any advances, then please let us know. But if not, we've got 10 seconds left. So yeah, I think looks like this one's Marcus. So 5, 4, 3, 2,
Wow.
1.
I'm
Okay.
I'm shocked by that one. That and so far that and the Shiro Beko are the bargains tonight.
Yeah, I think there's been some well-priced fish tonight, mate, for the quality. I think if you sort of had this sort of spread on at a dealership, yeah, it'd be hard to achieve. But that's all part of it. Oh, we're on to this one already.
Yeah. So this is second to last. So the last Sankey of tonight. This one, you've added a little bit of text to this picture.
Yeah, yeah. So let me just explain the thought process behind this fish. Quality withstanding, what we're going to do with this fish is include growing. So this is currently in one of our top ponds at Koi Wholesale facility. So this is in one of the big heated facilities at the farm. This is going to absolutely cook all summer and to the back end of autumn until we do the harvest in October. So with your bid, the price will include the growing fee. What we are also going to do on top of that is you often get a life guarantee, but we're also going to throw in a quality guarantee as well. So with Tosai, it can be that when you rush the fish, sometimes the Benny might struggle, or there might be a pigment attribute that doesn't keep up with the quality. So with this, we're going to keep this risk-free for everyone. In the event that the quality is not upheld, then we will offer up an equivalent replacement. So what that means is it's pretty much a risk-free investment in that sense. Something that you wouldn't get from Japan. Obviously, I know you've had fish in Japan, Joe, and been to Japan. Often you'll get a life guarantee, but that's about as much as you're going to get. So
Yeah.
throwing in a quality guarantee, yeah. So that's just to explain that. I think we'll probably go up in increments of a tenner on this one. So we're currently sat with Michael Thompson at 350. I forgot to do the video of this one, so I had to do it today. And yeah, this pond is rather lively, to say the least. They are on heavy feeding regime already. So yeah, I mean, if we look at the technical attributes of the fish, again, I like a degree of quirkiness with any Sankey. I think sometimes, I think my dad once said to me that Sankey could be a little bit mundane. They're a little bit sort of one step, bit of sumi sort of thing. But I think this fish has got the lot really.
Yeah.
Pigment quality, shiroji, sumi quality is still small fish and it's growing. And look at that sumi already.
Yeah.
It's
That's
madness.
unbelievable. And you can see the almost the height of the tail tube as well. Even in the video, you can see the height of the body. I'm looking at that and thinking that, you know, if we're talking about Azakari here, we should call it like Ricky. How can we do it? Ricky Zakuri.
Ricky Kari.
Ricky Kari, yeah. So this comes with Ricky Kari until October 2023. And I know it sounds like sales spiel to a lot of people, but if you're getting what Ricky has done with the Takano stuff on a Sakai Tosai, this quality, until obviously we've only had really a few months with the Takano stuff. So if we're looking at this until October, what are we talking? Like 5 months?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, guess everyone's going to say like, how big is it going to get, sort of thing, and it's hard to. I always prefer to under promise and over deliver, but yeah, it's going to gain significant size, and if we're looking at sort of October time, that is when the Sakai harvest or harvest in general are going to take place. I think when you're looking at trying to ship Nisai, Sakai, Sankey of high caliber, forget it, mate. It's not happening.
Yeah, totally
So
agree.
for me, probably one of the most exciting pieces in the pond. Sumi wise, you just see behind the head, you got those two darker patches of what looks like Benny. That's Sumi sat underneath the fish. So this is where that Qatar mark is going to sit as well. Nice stepped, balanced Sumi all along. Quite delicate but strong at the same time. So it's got a bit of refinement. You can't really get away from, even at a small size, it's got that Sakai sort of power across the shoulders. So I don't know whether you sort of seen too many of the sort of. There's a really good example of it. You know that Japanese magazine that we get it's always sat in the office. There was
Yeah.
a Sakai display of Nisai males and females, and just the body style was just mad. But they had a comparison from when they were Tosai to Nisai to Sansai, and they've all got this sort of body structure where they're very, very powerful at the front, tapered towards the back of the fish, Sakai style of body. And this is what a lot of the farms are trying to replicate. But obviously Sakai just being out on their own with it, along with a few other of the big breeders. But what they achieve is the sheer numbers, Joe, that they achieve of their sort of like standard and quality. So it is one of the most exciting pieces that we've got in the in that particular pond. So again, we're looking at a fish with a life and quality guarantee, which is quite unusual. Not often, you pay your price, you get you take the risk sort of thing. So we're trying to take that away, just so that people can see the what we can achieve here. Everyone always thinks that you can only sort of grow fish in Japan, and I'm sure you're quickly learning that that's certainly not the case. So yeah,
I think Ricky's dispelled that kind of myth with whether or not you can grow things in concrete ponds. Some of the stuff that he's done with Dainichi and other stuff. I know we've had some in the auction last year that have been grow-ons for the Okawa Shiros as well, which have grown pretty decent. But I think with Ricky putting this in one of the top growing on ponds, that's really exciting for somebody. And also, it's one of them things. One of the best things, I guess, about having koi in Japan is that unknown quantity that you're going to have at the end.
yeah.
And it's going to be an interesting little surprise for somebody, whoever has this and it growing on for the rest of the year. So something to look forward to
Yeah,
when
I
it's
think
cooling down.
what we could probably do is a few updates as well on a fish like this. So yeah, very, very technical fish, poised for quite an exciting future. So yeah, for me, I know it's probably a lot of money in the sense that it's a Tosai, but that's not what you're buying. I think when hobbyists can get into that mindset that what you're paying now is really, it's not a reflection of what you're going to end up with.
No.
So yeah, like I say, I always compare what you can achieve in Japan at some of these big farms, and it ain't a lot. It's a bit of a struggle to prize any sort of Nisai of any quality without sort of not telephone numbers, but you know what I mean, without racking up a pretty serious bill.
Yeah.
So we're currently at 550 with Tony Vu. I think Tony's had a few Sakai fish off of us, so we're looking for bid increments of a tenner with this one. I don't know whether Tony's out. Tommy, not Tony, out on his own with this one, with that last bid that he did. So if anyone is involved, please let us know. I'll stick a few minutes on this one, Joe.
Yeah.
So I guess if I were to be sort of nailing my flag to the mast, growth potential. So where are we now? April, May, June, 5 months. Yeah, I would like to think that maybe, people are going to hold me to this. I think upper 40s, lower 50s is achievable.
Yeah.
Which is
going off of the way that the Dainichi stuff is going and the Takano stuff. You're talking about 5 months of growing. Yeah, I think Ricky's capable. I'm qualifying Ricky. No, I think no, I think it's some of them Dainichi stuff and the Takano stuff's heading in the direction that I'd expect this to do. What Chris has mentioned.
So yeah, exciting piece. quite a valuable piece to the farm as well.
Mm.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting journey. Obviously, it gets mighty hot in the polytunnel, so in terms of having an environment suitable for growing, yeah, make no mistake about that. And it's probably, since I took that picture last week, it's probably racked on, yeah, at this rate, it's a centimetre to a centimetre and a half a week at this rate. So yeah, it really does fly.
Dave back in at 560. That
Nice. So we're yeah,
still
looking
got.
for bid increments of tenner with these guys. So Tommy, I'm not sure if you're with us or if there's a bit of a lag. I just had a message, Joe, saying YouTube's being a bit slow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Tommy back in at 600.
nice. So back to you, Dave, if you are involved. Again, probably it is a bit of sales spiel. Ultimately, we're a business, but that quality guarantee is quite a unique feature. I don't know whether you've ever had a fish go wrong in Japan, Joe, but it can be a real gut wrenching scenario. You leave a fish out there with the best intentions. You picture it, what it's going to be like as Nisai, and it doesn't turn out, and you kind of get this from the breeder. So yeah, it can be a bit gutting. So in the unfortunate and unlikely event, we've got your back covered on this one. So I don't have any hesitation with it. It's just if it makes a difference from bidding perspective. So we've got a minute left.
Looks like Dave's out, so it's
Fair enough.
Tommy at 600 now.
Fair enough. So we've got a minute left. Currently sat at £600. Yeah, I think when the results come in, yeah, there's going to be a few sort of wow sort of gasps. So yeah, super fish. I know it takes you need to be a bit gutsy to sort of commit to smaller fish like this, but the rewards can be absolutely massive. So got 20 seconds left. So if anyone is involved, then please let us know. We're looking for bid increments of £10. So looks like Tommy is going to secure this one. Another nice addition to the pond. I'll do my best to look after it and yeah, do the fish justice. So at £600 with Tommy, sold.
Oh, I just called it just before there.
Yeah.
So
We've got to
Tommy
be good
at
for our word
610.
on those ones. So yeah, if ever you're sort of
We give
on,
a fair chance on that one.
yeah, I think we give give
Well
a
done, Tommy.
chance on that one. So yeah, Tommy, fair play, buddy. £600. Yeah, obviously, if we were getting towards that sort of last few moments, just remember that we've got to go with the comments on the screen. I think that's the only fair way of doing it. So if you've sort of got a budget or a maximum bid, then maybe put it in a bit earlier to avoid disappointment. So yeah, wow, that's yellow.
Well, we've taken pictures of these, haven't we, for a couple of these auctions. I mean, bloody hell, the width on this thing is
I know, it's ridiculous, mate.
right chonga.
So this is basically let me talk through this fish. So we are going to have another growing option with this fish until October. It's currently 33 centimeters.
Bloody hell.
It is our biggest Tosai yellow monkey on the farm. So in terms of growth, we don't have anything with a bigger prospect in terms of growing. This is the biggest piece that we have, Tosai wise. So it's, yeah, pardon my French, but it's built like a brick shithouse, mate.
No, I think we've Steve's back in at 500 already. Just what I was saying before when I said to you that I went to a dealer and I wanted a Tosai ideally over 30 centimeters from Dainichi. You are not getting from direct Dainichi even at 500 quid. I don't think it's possible with the shipping, unless you share in a box and you manage to
Yeah.
secure something in an auction. So yeah, I think this is a unique opportunity with the growing included as well. At 550 quid. Yeah.
Could I shock you, Joe?
Mm.
When I never thought years ago that a Ginrin Karashigoi would demand this amount of attention. Uh, and obviously, when Dainichi started the Botan project and started creating, Yellow Monkeys, the Benigoi Red Tiger line, and Black Zeus, Black Diamonds, and all these sort of like non-Go Sankey varieties, I was always like, wow, I don't actually know what I think about these fish. And then I saw them in the flesh, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
The
I'm
the
sorry. I'm
the,
just in like.
the gin on them is mad. Uh, so it's of the finest quality Ginrin you can find. Um, full stop. You've seen the Nisai and Sansai examples we've got at the farm. Female, high quality female yellow monkey. Yeah, I don't think you're picking up anything in the UK. You're talking thousands. Yeah, there's no point in holding my punches there. You are talking thousands for a top quality yellow monkey, Ginrin yellow monkey from Dainichi as an Nisai. Certainly, if it's got a female tag, maybe even more so. Think obviously still a bit too young to sex, but if I was a betting man, I would lean towards female purely based on the physical size and the feeding aggression. But yeah, that's certainly not guaranteed. So this is unsexed at the moment.
I'm just like in absolute shock at the size of the head, but also the spine is just like popping out of the body.
Oh,
Like the
it's not. Yeah,
strength on that body and the spine and the bone structure is just unreal. And also
not right.
Brucey bonus, as you like to put it, it's he's got a karma in both the eyes, the red
Yeah,
eye, which speaking to a few people in Japan, like they say, true Karashigoi should
yeah,
have red
yeah.
eyes, and yeah, wow. I'm just gonna keep rolling that video because nobody wants to see us, Chris. They just want to
Oh,
see fish, don't they?
yeah. Fair enough. I think on the body structure wise, I think it's like pretty easy, especially with like single coloured fish. There's nowhere to hide, is there? So like
No,
the body, when you get the picture back up, uh, I think you mentioned just the sheer volume of the fish throughout. You know what I mean? Like it's just an absolute weapon. That head, massive. The spine, the backbone of the fish is just. Whenever I see that on a fish, that's got the perfect skeletal structure. I mean, I was talking to a marine biologist, and he sort of crossed over with like quite a lot of koi appreciation and stuff like that. And he was sort of saying like that skeletal structure is pivotal for the body development moving forward. And obviously, if you don't get that right, you can have as the best mass and muscle that you want, but if it's not sat on the right structure, that bone structure, it won't sit right. It won't develop that mass and that strength throughout the whole fish. And that is just a bit a bit of a joke of a body shape. It's just ridiculous.
yeah.
It's absolutely wild, mate. And yeah,
I can't believe that this fish has come from that. These fish delivered into us. Can you remember what size they were and when? How long ago what it was?
they come in at like 10 to 12s, I think, from memory.
That
But
must have put on like 20 centimeters in a matter of like a
I
few
can't
months.
even, I can't even remember where they came in, but they absolutely rocketed,
I'm
mate. Yeah.
I'm I'm like speechless that this is 33 centimeters and like the width of it. Like all the photos that we produced, the fish are the same length in all the photos, and just to like compare it against something we had earlier,
Mm,
just
yeah, body mass
just
is
so wide,
huge.
and yeah, and I bet
But
it weighs an absolute ton as well.
for a single coloured fish, there's just so much going on. Like the ginrin is
Yeah,
just outrageous. I always find, ironically, ginrin is hard to capture because depending on the style of gin, is it Kado gin, is it Hiroshima gin, is it, to try and get that reflection equally in an image, in a still image, is very difficult. That's the beauty of ginrin, is when they move around the water and the sun catches it, you know what I mean? That then it really exposes the quality of it. So yeah, it's just an absolute monster, mate. I'm gonna get this one big. Yeah, I hope
I
you're
think
talking
we've
about fish stick.
we've changed the name from Azakari to Rikikari.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's just an absolute weapon, mate, isn't it? And yeah, it's just going to go from strength to strength. Relatively little risk, with a no pattern. It's got all the attributes for just, yeah, getting ridiculously, monstrously big. And I think the big girls that we've got, like the Nisai and the Sansai examples of the yellow monkeys, a bit further down in the polytunnels, Joe, they're just absolutely savage. They're
yeah,
just
they are.
ridiculous, and they've got like a character to them as well. They're very
Yeah.
Chagoy-esque in that sense.
Oh, they're
They're
tame as anything. These, I mean, you put the net in, and they're just trying to
oh,
like eat
yeah.
the net, and it's like, get out of the way! I'm trying to get this bloody thing behind you. They're just, yeah, they are little the golden retrievers of koi ponds, aren't they?
I like that, mate. Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it looks like Dave has sort of pushed himself out there a little bit. I think because it's quite a high value fish. We as a business have got quite a lot of money invested in fish like these. It probably will shock people to know how much these cost as sort of little 9 to 12 cm Tosai. These costs, the savagery and the bidding process to try and get hold of these, like just seeing Rick's face when he won them was sort of like coupled with sort of delight, but yet Jesus, these are cost an absolute wedge. So they are very unique. There is a reason why they are commanding such high prices, and I think most people that have sort of invested decent money in them and done the fish justice have ended up with something a bit special in the pond.
yeah, not much more to add to that. I just think that, yeah, 750 quid with the growing. I'm going to be excited to see this one grow on myself, to be honest. And
Yeah, like you said, you can almost forget buying high end Tosai for anywhere near that
yeah,
price.
yeah,
So
crazy.
we're talking a young Nisai when sort of Rick sets himself a challenge growing fish. He's quite edgy with his growing techniques as it is, and yeah, I've got no doubt that this is going to be uh, not maybe setting records for yellow monkey growth rates. So yeah, I think it would be fair to say, mate, that Dave's out on his own here.
Yeah, I think we haven't had a few bids in 5 minutes or something.
So
So,
just for yeah, anyone that's
oh, we've said it
scoring,
now, and Marcus is back in at 780.
fair enough. Um,
And Terry is bidding, but a bit behind at the minute.
okay, give. I mean, I think it's like I say, because these sorts of fish are high value all
Big
round.
outlay.
I would like to give this one a little bit more attention. So yeah, um,
You're not going to believe it. I'm missing Leeds United's currently winning at home to Leicester, so I'm missing the best game of the season apparently.
what?
Yeah, we're
Wow.
winning. What is winning? How many points do you get for winning again? I've forgotten.
I don't know, mate. We've drawn the last three. I know you get one for a draw.
Marcus is back in at 820. So we've still got 3 people in at the minute.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a three-way going on here, Joe. Sorry, that's very immature. Yeah, so we're looking for 8:30 to keep this one alive, guys.
Tommy, fourth person in, 8:50. Bit of a lag on YouTube side. Terry's just
Yeah,
tried placing a bid.
yeah, I just had a message about that, buddy. Yeah, it's like I say, I'm sure everyone would appreciate us extending this one a little bit, mate. So yeah, we'll keep this one alive.
Yeah, if you could just let us know if you're out.
Yeah,
Dave
yeah.
Gardner in at 900.
So did you? I mean, when you went over to Japan, did you get the chance to nip into Dainichi?
No, I only did the south of Japan, so
Oh,
I
okay, okay.
only did a few farms in the south.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, when you walk into the Dainichi koi houses, it's just on another level, mate.
Yeah, I'm
Just
excited to do it.
it's just outrageous. It's not right.
Even the ones
Um,
that are at Koi Wholesale, some of them were better than some of the big Ginrin stuff that I'd seen in Japan.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's these are game changers in terms of Ginrin. The shine that you can get on them it's different to anything I've seen on any other variety. Even stuff like the Black Zeus, some of the Ginrin quality is just really really good.
Mm. I think that's yeah one of the standout features because every aspect of them, body, size, pigment, that intensity, and the quality of the Ginrin. You know, often when you're trying to generate uh, Ginrin fish or Deutz fish or chuck anything different into the mix, you take something away. But this is almost gone right. I'm going to create the Ginrin Karashigoi of all Ginrin Karashigoi. I think it has blown the Karashigoi. Don't get me wrong. There's some very strong contenders for them in Japan. You know, Kanishi, Okawa, just to name a few. But the Ginrin side of things is not unique, obviously, but this style and this ability to unleash absolute worldy sizes is pretty much unique at Dainichi at the moment. So no doubt it's going to start gaining admirers. No doubt there's going to be a lot of catch up done. But as things stand, yeah, it's it's one man out on his own with these at the moment. So yeah.
So
So no, sorry, Joe. Go on, buddy.
I was just going to say, I think we've had Terry say that he's out at the minute. So
Cool.
there's just Marcus and Tommy, Dave that are still in. If you want to let us know if he's still in.
Okay. Well, I'm going to suggest that we put 2 minutes on this, Joe.
Yeah.
And for those involved still, please keep in mind that it might be worth considering your max bid to draw a line under this. So we're currently at 9:20 with Marcus Upton. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left on this one.
I feel like we need to get some like dramatic background music so that we can
Well, like, who wants to be a millionaire?
like ominous, yeah,
I'll see if
like
I can
a
work on that.
I think we need something
So
make
Tommy
people sweat.
just said how much time left. Tommy, we're looking at 1:20 at the moment, buddy. Obviously, it's been we love doing this, but it's been a long day, and yeah, we could
I'm
probably go on all
miss,
night. We're going in
I'm
£10 increments.
missing the best game of football apparently that's ever
Mate,
been
don't worry
played.
about that. Don't worry about that.
Dave
So,
Gardner says he's out, so it's just
fair enough.
between Marcus and Tommy now. If Tommy's still in,
Okay, so Tommy, hopefully you're with us, buddy. Yeah, if I think to draw draw this to a conclusion. If you do want to place another bid, should we look at maximum bids to draw a line under this one?
950 with Tommy.
950.
Marcus, if you want to come back at that.
It's difficult, isn't it, Joe? I mean, there's no ideal scenario, and when we're sort of streaming live across platforms, we have had a few people sort of get a bit frustrated with it, but I mean that's where we're at. I think we try and give it as fair a go as possible.
Marcus back in at 980. Yeah, I think there's been people that have looked at fish that we've had on the website, a few days in advance, and maybe would have paid more but missed out due to like the timer ending.
Yeah.
I guess that's the risk you take, but we would just want to make sure that everybody has equal opportunity, especially when you're talking about the money that's been outlaid here. That people get fair opportunity to.
So I'm going to suggest that perhaps we look at one bid each remaining for max bids, because I certainly don't want to dampen anyone's sort of the bidding process. But yeah, I think if we.
Tommy.
Okay, so Tommy, unless I hear otherwise, we're going to work on the basis this is your max bid. Let's just see if we have a response from Marcus.
Yeah, what an opportunity! It'd be interesting to see, what Ricky can do with this versus the Sankey, vice versa, really. Because these things have caught up to the Dainichi Kahaku, haven't they? Since they've been brought in.
Yeah, and then some, mate. Yeah. So Marcus, 1050 there. I thought this one would capture a bit of attention.
We definitely saved the best till last, didn't we?
Well, I think because the Nisai examples are ridiculous. I mean, poor quality Nisai examples are way in excess of this price. So to have something like that is a bit special, it's not a sales pitch. This is genuinely the biggest yellow monkey we've got on the farm, Tosai speaking. That would normally be a massive candidate to go, right, not for sale.
Yeah.
That's an investment for the farm moving forward, much as it works with any koi farm. So yeah, quite unique to offer it up for sale. Was a little bit surprised when Rick said, yeah, let's give it a shot, because there's a lot of risk. This fish in the future for us, you've seen the big Nisai example selling for 4, 5, 6 grand a piece. So this is potentially what, if you're putting a monetary figure on it, what it's worth to us on the farm. So yeah, real battle going on here, guys. I do appreciate your patience with this one. So I think always difficult to judge this when we're live. I'm gonna have to make a decision here. So we'll give each of you an opportunity to do one last bid, and they will be your maximum bids. If you're out, Marcus, then obviously absolutely respect that 100%. Just please let us know. So within the next minute or so, if you could register your maximum bid, and we'll look to draw a line under that. I know it's not an ideal scenario, but yeah, we need to draw a line under it somewhere. So we're currently sat at £1,200 with Tommy Vu.
Marcus has bid 1250, but before you mentioned that about the last bid, so we'll just wait and see what people come back to. So yeah, we'll wait on the next one. So right, Marcus is in at 1320 max bid.
Okay.
Tommy. 55 centimeters is where Ricky's hanging his hat on.
Yeah, I can see that, mate.
Well, I'm nervous for everybody now.
Yeah, I almost don't want to talk because I feel like I'm.
Yeah, definitely need some ominous music for the background.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's tense enough as it is, isn't it? Tommy's out.
No problem.
Well done, Marcus.
Yeah, I know Ricky will put everything into making this an absolute weapon and something to be proud of. So thank you very much, Tommy. That was a real intense battle, that was. And thanks for all your support. We've had really nice viewing figures this evening as well. So thanks very much. Joe, I think you're up at the farm tomorrow, are you, mate?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm up at pretty damn early tomorrow to get everything sorted. So yeah, it's it's all good, mate. All good. All for the love of koi. So yeah, really nice spread tonight. Some really good fish, and we're going to continue doing that as long as you guys keep supporting it. So some unique opportunities for everyone to access some high caliber fish that perhaps wouldn't grace koi shops in and around the UK. So I've got a long day tomorrow. Arsenal game tomorrow night. Then stag do at the weekend, mate.
Well in. Sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. You watch. I'll do one night and I want to come home.
Well, I should leave you on the pictures of us all. Yeah, great effort that. Bit of fan art.
Awesome. All right, buddy.
All right,
I'm
guys.
going to head off and try and get some dinner. And you go and watch Leeds lose, mate.
All right. See you later, everyone.
See you, buddy.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.